this country. And that is none other than Dr. David Jengere. It is so good that you found time to be with us today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, kindly. Yeah.
Invitation.
Yeah.
Come and join
Yeah.
the program.
Yeah.
I love the tea, and I'm sure we'll have time to discuss.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and karibu tena. Off your busy schedules, but you're here, and I know our viewers are very happy. And viewers, you know that we are also streaming live on CAC TV Kenya on Facebook and CAC Digital KE on YouTube. CAC Digital KE on YouTube and also CAC TV Kenya on Facebook. And feel free to engage with us. Questions, comments, tell us where you're watching from, and all that. Would love to know that we are together in this. Again, our guest.
Yes.
You are the CEO NEC, Kenya National Examination Council.
Exactly.
Tell us a bit about that. What are your roles and responsibilities? What is NEC?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Reverend. The Kenya National Examinations Council is established as a body corporate to deal with all matters examinations and certification in the country. All levels of education below the university, that is at primary school level, secondary school level, teacher training level, and the TVET institutions. That's our responsibility. So we administer examinations and assessments, and then we provide certification for all those assessments. So it's a very critical body in the country because, as you know, the sovereignty of any country is determined by two documents. If you were to travel from Kenya and settle in another country, say you went to, I don't know which country is your most preferred destination, say you went to Japan, there are two documents you will land with there and which will define who you are. That is your passport and your certificates. So these are two very important documents which we have to be always conscious on the processes of getting them and guarding them jealously. Yeah.
Wonderful. And you have dispensed those roles very well with a lot of excellence, and we are truly, truly proud of you. Recently, we also read in the news that you were appointed to the UNESCO in the Education Bureau. You'll tell us a bit about that, and that not just to be a member of the board or council, but you are the chair. I mean, that's such an honor, even for our country. Tell us more about that.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm actually humbled to have been appointed through election by UNESCO General Assembly. Last year, they met, and through an election process, I was elected to join the 12-member board.
There are only 12.
There are only 12 of us.
Like the disciples.
Who sit in, yes, actually, like the disciples,
Yes.
to sit in the apex body. This is one of the specialized agencies of UNESCO that deals with matters curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment. So I sit in that board. It's a 4-year mandate, so 2 years, and I was elected by my colleagues in our first sitting to be their chairman. So it's a very humbling experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many Africans are there?
Well, from Sub-Saharan Africa, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Then we have a representative from Egypt and another one from Morocco.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so special.
Yes.
It is so, so special.
Yeah.
Has Kenya ever been in that board before?
Well, I'm told a very long time ago, because this is a 100-year-old institution.
Wow.
They were actually celebrating 100 years last year. I'm told a very long time ago, there's a Kenyan who sat there in that board.
Yeah.
I don't even know their name.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is one Kenyan who has ever sat there.
Wow.
Yes.
So this is a revival of some sort.
Kind of.
Yeah, and to have you there.
Yeah,
then
but not in our generation,
Yeah.
maybe in the other generation.
Wow. We are truly, truly proud of you.
Yes.
And as you suggested earlier,
Yeah.
then you're dealing with pedagogy,
Yeah. Curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment.
and assessment.
Yes.
Setting the international agenda.
It's more like one doing research and finding out what are the cutting edge issues that countries need to address.
Yeah.
And then we come up with policy advisories, which are now used to inform countries on how they should deal with matters curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment. So we are more of advisory.
Advisory.
Yes.
Wonderful. That's
Yeah.
critical.
Yes.
That's critical, and especially coming from
Yeah.
that level.
Exactly.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
We are again very proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
And now back to the theme.
Yeah.
Looking beyond the horizons. In a general sense, when you hear that, even in normal life, what comes to your mind when you talk about looking beyond the horizons?
Yeah, that is a very exciting theme, because when you break this down and look at the critical words, looking beyond the horizons, the first thing that you're telling yourself is that looking is a very deliberate activity. There's a difference between seeing and looking. Seeing is incidental.
Yeah.
If I'm seated here and something passes, I'll see it.
Yes.
Yeah. But looking
Yeah.
is deliberate. I have to consciously
Yeah.
make up my mind that I want to look. Because we talk about looking for something.
Yeah.
We don't say seeing. When you're seeing something,
Yeah.
it's almost unconscious. It's passive. Yeah. You don't have to make up your mind that you will see.
Yeah.
But when you talk about looking, it is something that you consciously determine that you are going to do. So looking is active.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then beyond the horizon, that is very powerful. Because why we wake up every morning is because we always have a hope for a better day. Why I wake up every morning to come to NEC as the CEO is because I want to craft a better institution that will serve this country better for tomorrow. So when we're talking about looking beyond the horizon, it's very futuristic. It brings hope. It says, even if the horizon right now may not look very pleasing, there is something beyond the horizon. That's why we are always told to, beyond the skies. Because even the sky is not necessarily the limit. There is something beyond that sky. And the same applies to this, that we must always work towards a better future. That we should not limit ourselves to what we can see. We must think beyond that. And when we come to the core competencies, you'll actually see a very strong alignment between this theme and the core competencies that have informed the competency-based education. Yeah.
That is quite profound.
Yeah.
Because actually the theme was inspired or is inspired by the story of Abraham and Lot. And you see, Abraham is told, look to the north, south, east, west, and as far as your eyes can see.
Yes.
So you're the only one who can limit yourself. How about that?
That's it. There is always something new.
Yeah.
There is always something that you can create, because God has created us in His image. We are co-creators. We are co-workers with Him. And from nothing, God is able to create something. So there is a very strong alignment. I hope that this theme will not just be limited to this year. It's a theme that people can keep coming back to and asking themselves, are we deliberately and consciously taking our time to look beyond the horizon? Yeah.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
And now let's start delving deeper into the connection between this theme and what is going on in the country, and especially in this new season of the CBE and the CBC. Now, I want to ask for all Kenyans. These terms are being used very interchangeably. CBE, CBC. You started talking to us about CBC, then kidogo Now you introduce CBE. What's the difference between this?
Thank you very much. One, we can go back to the birth of CBE, where it came from, because sometimes people need to contextualize what you are discussing. And just like your theme, as God is talking to Abraham and Lot, they are in a very difficult situation. God is not speaking to them to look beyond the horizon because things are good.
No.
We must remember where Abraham was. Abraham was going through a lot of psychosocial issues around, oh, now I'm growing old, I don't have a child, all those things. And that's when God is telling him, no, don't look at where you are. Look beyond the horizon. There is something else. There's a better day that we can create together with you. And competency-based education was born out of a difficult situation in this country. You remember in the year 2007, what happened in Kenya? We went through a very difficult time. We were staring at the precipice. We were staring at, we were on the cliff, on the edge of the cliff. And this country was almost disintegrating. And so in 2008, the two protagonists, who was the late Mwai Kibaki and the late Raila Odinga, well, both of them are late, they came together and formed what was called the Grand Coalition Government. And from that, they said, okay, what do we do so that Kenya doesn't go back to that very difficult. Exactly. And they said, why don't we come up with a vision? A vision, going back again to looking beyond the horizon, a vision that will help us, even when there will be competition, to still have a stable and prosperous country. Those are the two critical ingredients. A stable and prosperous country. The two are interrelated. One, we get into some philosophical arguments about what do we need first before the other, but like the chicken and the egg. But the two must go together. You can't say you need prosperity before you get stability, and you can't say we will get stability and then we get prosperity. The two have to go together. Well, today we don't have enough time for that. So when they come together and therefore create this vision, Vision 2030, and they have the three pillars. The first pillar is the social pillar, the second pillar is the economic pillar, and the third pillar is the political pillar. And through those pillars, they say, let us now ask ourselves, how do we create a newly industrializing country that provides a high quality of life to all our citizens by the year 2030? That's what Vision 2030 is about. Providing a high quality of life for all. That's the key word, for all our citizens. Okay? Then they very fast say, okay, then we need to change our constitution. And in 2010, you know that we changed our constitution. And in the same year, the government sets up a task force. This task force is led by Professor Douglas Odhiambo. And the mandate of that task force was to align our education sector to both Vision 2030 and the new constitution. So in 2012, it is Professor Douglas Odhiambo, through that report, who said we need to reform our education so that we align ourselves to this constitution and this great vision that we have given ourselves. So through that report, the reflection was the current education system is benefiting a very small population. Because up to even now with the 844 system that we are having, we are only able to get like 26% last year. Before that, we would get like 20% of the learners who exit from secondary school Form 4, qualifying for university education. Now, that in a way was telling over 70% of our children that you've spent time in school, but education has not given you anything meaningful. Education has not empowered you enough on what you should do after secondary education. I am sure you have seen a lot of our children when they finish Form 4, and you ask them now, what do you want to do? A lot of them are lost. They don't know.
No idea.
Because the 844 system itself, the structure of the 844 system, assumes that every child will go through the first 8 years of primary education, the second 4 years of secondary education, then they will do another 4 years of university education. And that's where the fallacy begins. That's where the weakness of the system comes in. Because if we are saying over 70% of the children will not go to university, then it means their system is not 844. Because where is the last 4 for them? They have done the first 8, they have done the second 4. Now, over 70% have not qualified for university. So for them, what is their last digit looking like? Then the system is not serving majority of the children. Over 2/3 of the children are not getting anything out of this whole system. So 844 had that weakness. And therefore, Professor Douglas Odhiambo said in his report, we need to have a system that is serving all the children. We don't want a system where a child goes through school and like last year you saw 48,000 children just leave school with a certificate that reads E. The previous year it was another 47,000 who left with an E. So that is close to 90,000 children, almost 100,000 in 2 years, who you are telling you've spent 12 years in school, but
you are a failure.
You are a failure.
You are a failure.
So what then is the future of those children? So we cannot therefore achieve Vision 2030, where we provide a high quality of life to you. If we spend time with you in school and the most that we can give you is a certificate that says you have failed. So that's the inspiration that Professor Douglas Odhiambo comes with. And in 2012, he issues this report. This report is very rich. Actually, the DNA of everything we are doing is based on that report. Yeah.
Good to know.
So that I encourage many Kenyans, and because this is Christian Education Week, I would encourage your viewers to take time and read that report. And Professor Douglas Odhiambo looks at the 21st century and therefore says that in the 21st century, we need to not just be preoccupied with acquisition of knowledge. We need to ask ourselves, how do we apply this knowledge so that this knowledge becomes meaningful? So he challenges the educationists to come up with a competency-based education system. That's how CBE was born. Okay? That's where the construct came from. Now, I was in KICD for 20 years. And I remember around 2016, 2017, we sat down and started to construct this whole system. And we asked ourselves, for you to be successful in the 21st century, regardless of the career that you're going to pursue, and you know careers these days they are sitting on quicksand. They are evaporating because of technology and the advances that are happening here. What do you need for you to be successful in the 21st century? And that's where we came up with the core competencies. The competency-based education, foremost, before you can discuss anything else. It is about core competencies. It is also about the second thing, which is the vision. Because we asked ourselves, for you, therefore, to be successful, even if you get these core competencies, what kind of a person do we want you to be? And this is where the church and the religious bodies come in very strongly. That we want every child, and that's the vision of this whole reform, to be engaged, to be empowered, and to be ethical. Yeah? So that aligns very well with everything we do with children in our religious education systems, and particularly as Christians. Then we said, okay, then what mission are we going to give ourselves? We said we want to make sure that our education system nurtures every learner's potential. That is the only way that you will assure every child that you will have a high quality of life. If we make sure that you spend your 12 years in school and we are nurturing your potential, that's very powerful because it speaks to the mandate that God gives us in the Bible. Because there is no one, even the three servants who are called by their master, and of course they were given the talents based on, the master must have looked at the three of them and he knew them. So he said, you will get, I think 4, you will get 2, you will get 1. But everyone got something. Each child who is born into this world is born with some potential. Even a child with special needs has some potential. There is nobody who is useless. There is nobody who is born into this world and God has not given them something. So then what is the purpose of education? Why do we keep you in school for 12 years? We shouldn't keep you in school for 12 years so that we can give you a certificate to tell you what you can't do. That is not nurturing your potential. Actually, that's wasting your time. The ideal situation, and which is what we are aspiring in these reforms, is to spend the 12 years with the child, identify their potential, then nurture that potential. That is the ideal. We shouldn't be having, so parents, teachers, and other persons who are in the ecosystem that the child is existing in, that is their cardinal and primary responsibility. Even in the church, that's what we should be interested in. We should always be asking ourselves, what potential does this child have? There's no one who should live their life with a label of, oh, you can't do math, or you can't do science, and therefore we give you a piece of paper that says you are E. What do you do with that piece of paper, with your life? How do you live a high quality of life? We are actually at the age of 17, 18, almost like destroying your self-esteem.
You're already declared.
You are declared, and you have a certificate to confirm it, that that you have a problem, you know? So this system is meant to spend time with you as a child, to help you now, especially this looking beyond the horizon. You know, the horizon that we are having now is one that just tells you what you can't do. But beyond that horizon, we are saying that every child has some potential. And our responsibility as educators, as guardians, as parents, as everyone in the ecosystem of that child is to know what potential does this child have?
Yeah.
Those are the three cardinal things.
And to nurture it.
And to nurture it.
And at that point,
Yes.
Daktari, wow, it's getting deep here.
Yes.
And I hope you're still following.
Yeah.
Because we end this first half with that statement that every child has a potential. And that's what we preach, indeed, that we are wired for greatness. We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God predestined since the creation of the world. You know, we are wired for goodness. So none of us is a failure. And on that note, we want to take a very short break. We will be right back. Remember, I'm here with Dr. David Jengara, the CEO of NEC, and we are unpacking the Christian education theme and looking at how it relates with the education system. You don't want to miss this. So stay right there.
Praise the Lord and greetings from PCA Ruaka Church in Banana Parish.
Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry.
Broadcasting live from PCA Ruaka.
CAC TV brings you
Illuminate. Time to worship the Lord through hymns of ancient times.
Ametenda maajabu na siwezi kueleza, siwezi kueleza, siwezi kueleza.
And we worship the Lord through CAC TV. We want to welcome you and receive with thanksgiving, praying that come, enjoy, and worship the Lord. We welcome you every fourth Friday of every month.
Hello and welcome back. We are glad you are still with us. We are excited to have you. And just to remind you, just in case you've just joined us, today we are talking about the theme, we're expounding on the theme of Christian education this season. We know in the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, we have a department that is charged with matters education. And the theme for this year is about looking beyond the horizons. And then it goes ahead to talk about enhancing collaboration, competence, and capacity building. It's inspired by a verse or two verses from Genesis 13, verse 14b to 15. Genesis 13, verse 14b to 15, the story of Abram and Lot, their parting, and how Abram is challenged by God to now look up from where he was to where God was taking him. And today we are very honored to have the CEO of NEC, Dr. David Jengara. Thank you very much. And he has laid a very good foundation on how the CBE system came about. Actually, if you have not watched that, you can replay later so that we can be at par, because this system is here to stay. It's affecting all of us, and it's good that we move together. So looking beyond the horizons, and we have started engaging on what does it mean and what kind of children or products we want to produce at the end of the day. And we want to dig further. You've talked about engaged, learners, talked about what ethical,
Yes.
what was the other E?
Empowered.
Empowered.
Yes.
And we're talking about, nurturing every child's potential. We want to see now that you're talking about the ecosystem around the child. We know that 67% of the education institutions in this country, and that's a historical thing. Just last week, we celebrated 100 years of the existence of Alliance has 100 years. And that means that many of the institutions have a relationship with some sponsor, especially the religious, sponsors. And we are actually happy with that. And therefore, we too have a role to play within the ecosystem. We want to unpack the different, aspects of this ecosystem and see the role they need to play in bringing up this empowered learner.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think this is a very long topic, and we can't do justice to it in the time available.
True.
It's almost a course that you need to go
we
through.
can have a series.
Yes, we could do a series.
If
Why
your
not?
time
Yes,
allows.
yeah, exactly. But I'll just pick three things in this competency-based education, and especially that align to your theme. The first, which we started talking about, which is core competencies. The 21st century is very complex, and you have seen how, as I mentioned earlier, jobs are just evaporating. And we have to empower our children to succeed in this century. There are many countries that have already started planning for the 22nd century.
Already.
I have participated in conferences in some parts of the world where you attend, and on the program, you see a session that they are discussing 22nd century, and you think it's a mistake.
Yeah, like did
they make a mistake? Was it 21st? Then no.
Era.
It is 22nd century they're thinking about. Here in Kenya, we are now 25 years. A quarter of the century is gone. We only have 75 years to go to the end of this century. The children who are in school today will be in the almost halfway through this century when they will be active in the industry. Let me tell you, Reverend, that world will be so different
from our world.
The world is now going through the motions of transitioning from the fourth industrial revolution to the fifth industrial revolution. And if we don't want our children to become spectators or to just become consumers, then we have to look beyond this horizon that we're having. It will not be easy. No one has ever said it's going to be easy. The fourth industrial revolution is defined by about 3 or 4 things. The first is data. Second is data analytics. The third is AI. And the fourth is robotics, among other things. Now, when you look at the children we are taking through school, especially using the current education system, you can almost see a very big gap in these 21st century skills. So the 7 core competencies we came up with, the first is called communication and collaboration. It actually speaks one of the items you're having here. You cannot succeed in this century if you can't communicate effectively and you can't collaborate with others. Everything is about communication and collaboration. You must communicate. That's why you've seen the implosion that has come with social media. Everybody wants to communicate. But you ask yourself, from our end, what are we communicating?
That's a big question.
So we have to start training these children early enough that you can communicate and collaborate and become and live this quality of life that the Vision 2030 is telling us. If you know what you are communicating on, We've reduced, the infrastructure that has been provided to enhance communication and collaboration. Unfortunately, most of us are using it for the wrong for the wrong reasons. You are not going to live a high quality of life if you don't know how to take advantage of how that infrastructure can help you. The second is what we are calling critical thinking and problem solving. The kind of problems that are emerging these days are too many.
And complex.
And complex. The environments we are living in call for critical thinking every day. Like, look at the studio you're having here. I mean, this is a lot of critical thinking on how does the church engage better. And that's a major thing that the whole world is addressing. The third, and which is very important, is imagination and creativity. We must imagine a different future. Beyond. We can't get stuck in our current challenges. We can't be lamenting from morning to evening that, this is happening. We cannot reduce ourselves to that, because God has created us and given us brains. The same brains, the same number of brain cells that the people in China have, and the same number of brain cells we're having here. We don't have less. But we, instead of imagining and creating and preparing our children and putting them in an environment where we challenge them to think, where we challenge them to imagine a different reality, we almost like depress them. We are the ones who are always telling them, things will never work here. We have to get children who are constantly, in fact, in the current curriculum designs, one of the parameters that was introduced is called key inquiry questions. When you're starting any lesson, you ask yourself questions. What if? What if this was different? All the innovations that you see today, it is someone who sat down, mobile phone, and asked themselves, what if we had a gadget that doesn't have a wire? What would it look like? Then they started to create. And even what we call the taxonomy of learning, those people who are in education, they know it's called the Bloom's taxonomy. That Bloom's taxonomy, which we have traditionally used before the 21st century, had 6 levels that started with recall and ended with evaluation. In the 21st century, the Bloom's taxonomy has changed. Now, it starts with recall, it ends with creating. Because in the 21st century, they are saying, anything you learn, any knowledge you acquire, if you are not using it to create something, that knowledge may not be very, very useful. Hence, the competence-based approach. So the whole list of the things that we are supposed to achieve in the core competencies, they end up in the 7th core competence, which is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy, Reverend, is one of the most important ingredients of competency-based education. Even if you don't learn anything else from this show, but you learn that every human being needs to have a very high level of self-awareness. Who am I? Even God's relationship with most of the most profound persons in the Bible. You look at Moses, it begins with that relationship. Who am I? Who are you? Do you know yourself? Do we know ourselves? Or have we allowed ourselves to be defined by others? Because sometimes when we allow other people to define us, they will reduce us to something, and we may start to believe how they define us.
We miss the chance to exploit our full potential
Exactly.
in God.
You could be having a lot of potential, but you're seated there because someone told you something, or maybe your background, maybe your parents. Someone told you, you know, something about your parents are not good enough, or you don't even live with your both parents, and you know, all your parents are poor, and you start to define yourself from that perspective. We have to foremost help our children to know who they are. Who am I? Even Paul, as God was engaging him, the relationship started by looking at asking, you know, God, who are you? Look at even people like Joseph. Look at people like Jacob. Look at people like all of them. They had to go through the motions of self-awareness.
And the moment you discover who you are and your purpose, then it becomes meaningful. And I think that's the same question that Rick Warren in his book, Purpose Driven Life, tried to answer.
Yeah.
What am I here for? So that is CBE.
That's the point. This is one of the most important parts of CBE because the core competences, the most important one that sits at the bottom, the seventh one, is self-efficacy. And as you are challenging me to ask, what can other people do in this competency-based education beyond the teacher, the parent, the people in the church, the Sunday school teachers, the pastors, whoever else is there. Everybody can help the child to improve their self-esteem, to have a positive self-image, to know I am not useless. Even if someone somewhere else told me I'm useless, even if I'm coming from a slum, you told me that one of your the churches in your parish is in the slums. Those children there, they need to develop a high sense of self-efficacy. And everyone can participate in that. If we embrace the fact that the child is growing up in the community, and we can't leave this work to the teacher alone. We all must corroborate to help the children develop this. So the first thing that I would challenge your viewers to do is to look at these core competencies, and each one of them to ask themselves, what am I doing to help these children in terms of, you don't have to be a teacher.
No.
You don't have to help children achieve some of this. Citizenship, you know, some of these things you can participate in different ways. Now let's come to the second part. The second part, and which is very exciting about this competency-based education, is value-based education. And we started saying this way back in 2016, that every society is defined by its value systems. It is not enough to take children to school and have them get grades, and everyone should aim to get good grades. I'm the CEO of NEC, can't minimize the importance of children getting good grades. But you will not have a stable society if all we are pursuing are grades and certificates and scores. The most important thing is your value system as a society. And so CBE is inviting us to step back and ask ourselves, what is our value system? What do we value as a society? And how do we prepare our children to value the right things? Are we doing that? And you know, values are not developed through instruction. You don't develop values by telling someone, be honest. No. Values are developed through the environment that we put our children in, whether it is at home, in school, at the church, in the vehicles. You cannot develop values. Like, I cannot develop the values of my children if when we are in the car with them, I am overlapping everybody. They start to learn that you don't have to value the next person.
You don't have to obey even traffic rules.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, values define society. And even if we do not have the professional areas, if we don't have engineers, we don't have enough engineers, we can import them from other countries.
True.
I mean, the Chinese are constructing our roads in Kenya.
Yeah.
If we don't have enough doctors, you know, a few years ago, we imported doctors from Cuba. We didn't have enough of them.
True.
I'm not saying we should not have professionals. We need professionals. We need enough of them. But in the event we don't have them, we can import them.
Yeah, there are many people looking for opportunities.
Exactly.
out there.
But if we don't have values, what do we do?
Then, Daktari, then I wonder, then CBE doesn't seem to be a system for the children now.
Yes. It's for everybody.
It's pointing at us because
Yes.
If that's the environment
Yeah.
that is going to nurture,
Exactly.
to be honest, are we doing well?
I must say,
As the adults, as the leaders?
yes, I must say that the cycles of lack of the right values, even in the Constitution, you remember when we gave ourselves a new Constitution in 2010, one of the things we did was to create a whole chapter on values. We created a whole chapter in the Constitution. And we even said that if you are aspiring to be in public service, there are those chapter 6 things that we say we must adhere to and we must demonstrate
We all
them.
know about chapter
So
6.
the infrastructure is there. Now it's a question of asking ourselves, just like if you have a tool in your hand, it's a question of how do you use that tool.
Use it,
You can have a tool and the tool is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you don't use it,
The user.
if you have a djembe in your hands and you're not going to till the land, there's no way you're going to produce any food.
You don't get the value of
Yes. So the tools are there. The Constitution is there. The competency-based education system is there. But it is us to now use it. It has provided us with everything we require, because the last thing I want to talk about is community service learning. Community service learning is also telling us that in every community, we require people to serve in different capacities. And that's what we usually call, in the traditional, in the classical sense, careers. We need doctors, we need farmers, we need drivers, we need, for community to be complete. A community cannot be complete if we don't even have pastors. We need them. So we are therefore saying that our education system must create that awareness that there is no service which is superior to the other. The doctor is not superior to the farmer, because the doctor needs to eat. Someone must produce that food. The driver is not inferior to the engineer, because why is the engineer constructing the road? The engineer still needs somebody to deliver products from point A to point B. That's the driver. So in community service learning, we are therefore saying we need to dignify every engagement within the community that is providing us with service, community service learning, and there is so much in the competency-based education that is looking at how do we therefore bring up children who will not look down upon. You'll be surprised if you go to some of these countries in the global north and find that there are many children who don't aspire to go to the university. You'll be shocked. Children, they have the capabilities, but they're not interested in going to the university. They want to go to the TVET. They want to become plumbers. Today,
Become gardeners.
exactly. Today, you meet a child in Kenya in a primary or secondary school and tell them, would you like to be a plumber? They'll be like, even the parents are like, how? You can't go to school to become a plumber. Because we look down upon those trades. We think that they are not dignified enough. So I'm not saying that people should not aspire to become engineers and doctors, but society cannot be made of doctors and lawyers only. A community must have this whole service, and the services will be provided by all these different pieces. So if a child, for example, says, I want to be a pastor, the first thing the parents should do is not to say, oh no, no.
You want to be poor.
Yeah, the parents should start finding out, why is this child aspiring to become a pastor? What is in them? What is this thing that they are looking for in becoming a pastor? And how do we nurture it so that we now achieve the last piece that I want to mention on, so that you can ask me your questions. I know you have many of them. Is the guiding principles. And I'll just speak about 3 of the guiding principles. The first one is opportunity. We must provide opportunity for our children, so we must invest. That one there's no question about it. State and non-state actors have to invest. You cannot get anything good out of nothing. There must be investment, because every child must be given an opportunity. The next guiding principle is excellence. And God loves excellence.
God is the author. Is excellent in his nature.
He says, he creates and says, this is perfect.
It's good.
You know? So we must provide opportunities for children to excel. So that if I want to become a pastor, provide me with an opportunity to become the best. You know, like what Martin Luther King said in 1956, that you want, if you are a street sweeper, you want to sweep so well that even the heavens, they look and say, wow, here was a great sweeper. Because we also need sweepers. We need people to clean. But we must dignify. That is where I was coming to. We must dignify every service. We should not look down upon them, and we must not mistreat them also. We must also give them a dignified remuneration, so that they don't feel like they are at the bottom of the heap. Then the last one that I'll talk about, there are about 9 guiding principles. The last one is parental empowerment and engagement.
Let's do that in 30 seconds.
Yes. Parental empowerment and engagement is telling the parent that you are the most critical factor for the success of this competency-based education. You are the most critical factor. So you must empower yourself first. So how empowered are you? Are you taking time to find out what is my role as a parent? What am I expected to do? And we are not saying you teach your child math and physics. No. But there are certain things that a parent must do. There are certain obligations that every parent has. And I hope that you will be inviting the experts in that space to come and also engage parents and tell them what expectations are there.
And from where I sit, I think not just the obligations, but also we are called also to model. There's a huge and a heavy responsibility on us. Because these children are emulating. These children are looking up to all of us in the society. And we must measure up. You know, the producer is saying, we do not have any more time for this. Imagine, that's why we said we are going to serialize this. We have to do
I hope we can make time for this.
There's a lot that we need to learn. I mean, we need to unpack this whole system. And it's so rich. And I can tell you, maybe from Kwa ground, we can already see the difference between the children who have gone through this system or who are going through this system. Already we have feedback from the grade 10s. That they're very assertive, they're bold, they're confident, you know that, communication and all that. They know who they are, their rights, and they're also very engaging.
And that's the first cohort. By the time we get to
the third,
cohort 10 or whatever,
it will be a different story. So it is working, and I think, as you're saying, it takes all of us to collaborate, also build capacity as per the theme, build our own capacity like we are doing now, this capacity building for the viewers and for all of us, and also build competence, even for us, who are the handlers. And we are so grateful. Now, you work in a very busy office, locally, regionally. internationally. What keeps you going as we wind up?
Well, I think what keeps me going and what inspires me a lot is the fact that education is what has brought me where I am. And there are people who took their time to provide me with quality education so that when I am in any part of this world, I'm not saying this to brag, but I think I've been to every continent in this world, that when I go to any part of this world and I sit with my contemporaries, I don't feel inferior. I actually stand out. That is courtesy of some people who took their time to provide me with quality education. So I want to make sure that I give back. I want to make sure that as I go to sleep, I am asking myself, did I do my best today? As I wake up in the morning, I tell myself, I must do better today. So that I can make sure that the generation that goes through my hands and the next generation will benefit from an equally good education.
Amazing.
Like the one I said.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then, what is this thing that renews your strength again? Deep down, how do you draw the inner strength to keep going? Because they say the higher you go, maybe the cooler it becomes. I don't know, cooler in what sense.
Yes.
But what gives you strength?
I think, well, the grace of God, I must say, because there is a place where some of these positions are very lonely. You are on your own because you have to respond to sometimes very difficult questions. The grace of God is always very sufficient. God doesn't throw you to the deep end without giving you the strength on how to swim. And then the people who mentored me. I was Professor Magoha's education advisor for 3 years. And he mentored me thoroughly. So I always have this thing of, if they were able to do what they did in very difficult circumstances, then there is no reason why I can't also give my best.
You have no excuse.
I have no excuse. I have no excuse. While I am on that seat, I have to give it my best so that when I exit, I'll not look back and have any regrets on some things which I should have done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And now to bring this part one, we said it's to be continued. God giving us some opportunities. What is your parting shot to the viewer?
My parting shot is this. We have one of the best opportunities to reform our education so that every child has an opportunity to thrive. And this is not going to be easy. It will not be done by one party. It will not be us versus who. No. It is each one of us to ask themselves, what can I do to make this work? Because we don't have a choice. It has to work. It has to work because we can't have the current system where over 70% of the children are being told that you are 8-4. You can't complete the last 4. We can't have that. Some children, it can't work that way. We must have a system that speaks to every child. And this is the only system that can do that. Yeah.
And that's a very good way to end to this show. The question of what can I do? You know, we're used to passing to other people, and now this one is coming to us. What can I do to make this work? So all of us have a role to play wherever we are. I must thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule and being with us. You've really educated us, and we want to hear more. And I think we've just scratched the surface. As you said, like it's a whole class that we need to attend, and we've learned a lot this day. Thank you very, very much for this. And when we call you next time, please be ready. Our dear viewers, thank you very much for your time. We trust that you've also learned and picked something. We're talking about, looking beyond the horizons. And what is your horizon? What is limiting you? So you have an opportunity to look beyond, and in the education sense, formal education that we've been discussing, there is much that is lying beyond what we can see. And so we need to discover that. We need to enhance collaboration, build our competence, and also build our capacity to make this work. Thank you very much again. May God bless you. Until next time, take care, and just know that you are wired for greatness. All of us have potential given to us by God. So don't waste it, and also help others to nurture theirs. May God bless you. Take care.